Hello students, in this class, today I am going to start lever. In last class, I have discussed simple machine and some terms related to machine. Now, our next topic is lever. What is lever? A lever is a rigid, straight or bent bar which is capable of turning about a fixed axis. So we can define it as okay. So, actually lever is three parts. First is fulcrum, second is load and third is effort. As we know what is effort, the force applied to machine. What is load? The force to be overcome by the machine. And now what is fulcrum? Actually lever has a fixed point. That fixed point that fixed point is known as fulcrum. So we can define it as the axis about which the lever turns passes through a point of lever which is called the fulcrum. Now, next is principle of lever. Actually, if we draw a simple diagram of lever, then we can draw it as a fixed point. Suppose this is a fixed point, then this will be known as fulcrum and we can write it as by capital F. Suppose here and this is a rod which is capable of turning about this fixed point. Now suppose here a weight is kept which is known as load, so we can write it as L, and from this side we are applying a effort, capital E. So now what will be the principle of lever? A lever works on the principle of moments. We can write for the lever that load into load arm equals to effort into effort arm. As we know what is load and what is effort, but what is the load arm? Actually load arm is the distance between load and the fixed point which is fulcrum. This distance is known as load arm. And the distance between effort into fixed point means fulcrum is known as effort arm. So, as we know, the mechanical advantage in last class I have discussed that the mechanical advantage is defined as the ratio of load and effort. So, as we know, the mechanical advantage is load upon effort. Suppose it is second equation and this is first equation. From first equation we can write load upon effort from first equation. Then this will be effort arm upon load arm. First equation can be written in this form. Suppose it is third equation. From second and third we can write mechanical advantage equals to effort arm upon load arm. So this is the new formula of mechanical advantage for the levers in form of effort arm and load arm. So it is clear from this formula that if effort arm is equals to load arm, then we can say mechanical advantage will be 1. Second, if effort arm is less than load arm, then mechanical advantage will be be less than 1 because this ratio will be less than 1 if numerator will be greater than the denominator. And third, if effort arm is greater than the load arm, then mechanical advantage will be greater than 1. Now, kinds of lever. Depending upon the relative positions of effort, load and fulcrum, there are three types of lever. First is class first lever, second class second lever, third class third lever. Now I am going to discuss first class first lever. What is first class lever? In this types of lever, the fulcrum F is in between the effort E and the load L. Always fulcrum will be in between load and effort. Okay. So we can draw a rough diagram for it as fulcrum is in between the load and effort. Now some examples. What are example? Seesaw. A seesaw is a first class lever. As we know, in seesaw a fixed point will be there and one of the two children sit at one side and other sits on another side. In this condition, this midpoint will act as fulcrum and any of the two children is load and second is effort. So this is the example of first class lever. Next, scissor. We can draw scissor. So it is scissor and in this midpoint is act as fulcrum about which this blades and handle will move, and since we apply effort from the handle, so effort will be in this position and here the piece of cloth or it may be a piece of cloth or piece of paper. So here this is the position of load. So again we can observe the fulcrum is between load and effort. So this is the example of first class lever. Next, shears. What is shear? Actually, shears are like scissor, but the difference between scissor and shear that shears are used to cut the metal sheets, thin metal sheets, and they have the smaller blades in comparison with the scissor. So we can draw it, and they have the long handles in comparison with the scissor. So this is also an example of first class lever. Next, handle of water pump. We can draw it also. Suppose this is water pump. In this condition, since we applied effort on the handle, so effort will be in this position and fulcrum will be this and fulcrum will be here where the handle of hand pump rests on a point. So this will be fulcrum about which this handle moves, and here the load. So again fulcrum is in between the load and effort. So this is also an example of first class lever. Now next, if we use a spoon used to open a lid, we can draw it also. Suppose a container is, and if we want to open a lid of this container with the help of a spoon, so we can draw it as, suppose this is a spoon. So in this condition, what will be the fulcrum, the position of fulcrum? Since the spoon is moving about this point, so this point will act as fulcrum, and this lid, it will act as load, and we apply the effort from this side, so effort will be here. So again the fulcrum is in the load and effort. So this is again the example of first class lever. Some other examples of also here, first class lever: claw hammer, or rowing a boat with an oar, and pliers. So these are some examples of first class lever. Now we will discuss the mechanical advantage of first class lever. As we know, for first class lever the mechanical advantage will be equal to 1, greater than 1, or less than 1. How? As we know, the mechanical advantage is defined as, for the lever, effort arm upon load arm. So in first class lever, if we talk about the seesaw, and if both the load and effort arm are equal, then we can say mechanical advantage is equals to 1. For scissor, we can say that the effort arm means the distance between fulcrum and effort, and load arm. This will be greater than, the load arm is greater than the effort arm. So in this case, we can say that the mechanical advantage will be less than 1, and for the seesaw we can say mechanical advantage will be greater than 1. If we talk about the shear, then in this case we can observe that load arm is lesser than the effort arm. So since load arm is less than the effort arm, then we can say mechanical advantage will be greater than 1. Sorry, for seesaw the mechanical advantage is equals to 1. So for first class lever we can say mechanical advantage may be equal to 1, or less than 1, or greater than 1 for first class lever. Now second class lever. How we can define second class lever? In second class lever, the load lies between the effort and the fulcrum. How? And we can draw a rough diagram here. For the second class lever, always load will be in between the fulcrum, suppose it is fixed point, and effort. Now the examples of second class lever: first, nutcracker. We can draw a diagram for nutcracker. This will be something like this, and it is used to crack the nut, or it is used to crack the nut, and the nut is placed in between the blades of nutcracker, and these blades move along this point. So this is known as fulcrum. This nut will act as load, and we apply effort from this side. So in this case, load is in between the fulcrum and effort. So nutcracker is an example of second class lever. Or we can say second is wheelbarrow. What is wheelbarrow? We can draw a picture of wheelbarrow. So something like this. This is wheelbarrow, and in this case, effort is applied from this side on the handles. These wheel act as fulcrum, and here in trolley there will be load. So again the load is in between the fulcrum and effort. So this is example of second class lever. Some other examples of second class lever are also, we can write bottle opener, and lemon crusher, or paper cutter, or a bar used to lift a load. How a bar used to lift a load, how it act as a second class lever. We can by a simple diagram, suppose a bar, we have a bar, and we want to lift a load. Then with the help of this, by supporting a bar on the ground, we can lift a load. Suppose this is load. So in this condition, we apply effort from this side, and this point, this the contact point of bar and ground will act as fulcrum, about which this bar will move, and this this point is this point will act as load. So in this condition, again load is in between fulcrum and effort. So this is also example of second class lever.